Okay, so it's not a great update to be honest. We've just had a heat wave in the UK, up to 33 degrees with me in Cambridge yesterday. See all these dead workers. So this is the fallout. However, most of these were dead yesterday morning before the heat. First thing I will do is big apology to Rich and Antics because I sort of panicked. The only thing I'd done differently this week was use undiluted sugar snaps. Just a few drops in one of these little feed, well they're not in at the moment, little feed bowls like they've got there, you see. And they didn't really drink much of it. And that was the only thing I'd done differently. And the real heat didn't hit till yesterday. But this is the shelf where the damage has been done basically, which is also my hot shelf. So you see it's all low at the moment, everything's just turned off. Obviously the heat mats weren't heating anyway and all that heat yesterday, because it was limited by the thing, but yeah, I've just not turned it all back on yet. I'm going to 26.5, so it's lower. I'm going to have everything lower anyway, I think. There's the real casualty. So that's my Irritans queen. She's going to die today, or maybe she'll last till tomorrow. See, it's dead workers there. The update I was going to be making was all about how successful the Irritans were. But as you can see, half of them are dead anyway. They're not all dead in there. It's getting close. Yeah, not good, is it? They're on the back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down here. Yeah. So I was looking at nearly 20 workers. It was my most successful colony, no doubt about it. And that's the big major there. First major, I only noticed her at the beginning of the week. She's dead. Queen's about to die. I've tried syringing a bit of water. I put her in there. She was in the gravel on her back. But she's had it. Anyway, all this brood that's in there, I'm hoping there's enough to divide it between. There's brood and pupa and all that. Nothing's in there, is there? Not really. It did look like there was a decent amount before. And let it spread out. So I'm either going to put all that into a Nico or all that into the Singularis queen. Not decided yet. Then just leave everyone else in there to sort of live out their lives. Albosparsus, well the queen's okay. Can you get the queen? Yeah, you can just about see her there. So they didn't have too many die-offs. There's one there. There was another one that was struggling around somewhere. Is that it? Just there by the white thing? There's one in there, I think. They've had a few die-off. Yeah, they had a few die-off. I think maybe 3. There's not something over there, but anyway. Then maculatus queen is alive, which is the good news. I'll take this off just to show you. Bad news is I was going to be showing the success of the maculatus as well, but now, as you can see, there must be some alive workers somewhere. The queen is alive for now. This was going really well as well. There's a live one there. They're nearly all dead. Any brood left? Yeah, brood. But you see the queen is alive, that's the main thing with them. And they'll bounce back, hopefully. The 2 live workers. So, the update I was going to make in the middle of the week was all about how successful things were going. The maculatus was starting to boom. It's hard to see in there now, but it looked like we were up to about 10, 12 workers. It seemed like every time I looked, there was more. And the Irritans were really going for it. Obviously now that's finished. The Rufoglaurcus, what's that? 4 dead there. There's more here. Another 2 there. Another 2 there. Maybe 3. I don't know. But the queen is alive anyway. That's the main thing as far as I can tell. Everyone who's in here is still alive. And they've still got a healthy brood pile and all the rest of it, so they've come through okay. It was the temperatures basically. I think what's happened is, yeah, I changed the sugar mixture, and they didn't seem like they're all that they liked it that much. I think it was too strong. It was undiluted because they didn't really have it, but I left it in case they did want it. That was my suspicion anyway. But the temperatures have been high all week, in the sort of 28.5, 29-ish, which I wasn't panicking about. I thought that was fine, but I think because it wasn't dropping overnight for a few days, it was staying at that. Instead of being a high day and a low night, it was staying at that. When I say low night, it would have been 27.6, something like that, usually. So they had 3 or 4 days of sustained high temperatures, And then obviously yesterday it got really silly high. I had a big fan sat here trying to cool it down. I could keep it to about 29-ish, 28.5, 29. That's as cold as I could make it. So it's had to sit like that all day. And last night it was 28.9 as well. So I had the fan going all night. So I need to come up with a better solution for that in the future. I don't know what to use, like a more powerful fan or something. It's a big fan. Mesobarbarus, are we going to catch her in time? Oh, and here, look at this. Look at her. You see her looking at you. It's a jewel mantis. That's a castor I've put in there. And there's a... Let's see it with all these reflections. Probably I'll turn this off. There we are. That's a giant golden mantis up there. Obviously very small. She's eating fruit flies at the moment. I'm going to move these out of the way so we can look at the Mesobarbarus. But because I got these, I got maggots, fishing maggots, in the middle of the week. And I used to do a lot of fishing, so I'm used to having fishing maggots anyway. But I'd never fed them to the ants. Well, I have fed them to ants when I was younger. When I was a teenager, I used to feed them to the ants as they were in the greenhouse. It's just a naughty thing you do when you're a kid. There's a big winged queen a minute ago climbing up the glass. No. But anyway, I gave maggots to the Rufoglaurcus on Wednesday. So that's something else that I did do different. I didn't give them dyed maggots, just give them the natural ones. They've had 2, basically. They liked it, ate the whole thing. There's nothing left of it. Oh, I missed it. She was climbing up the glass. Big winged queen a minute ago. I thought they'd all gone because I'd seen a pile of wings and everything. No, can't see her. Anyway, the Mesobarbarus, the unfortunate thing about this setup is obviously I can't really see what's going on in there now. It's a successful setup, I think, for the ants. But from my point of view, there's not much vision, is there? But if I put food in, it all cracks off. I put the maggots in yesterday and 2 castors. And they really going for it. Swarmed it. So, you know, 8 Mesobarbarus workers all over 1 maggot, and they're really swarming it. And the castors, they formed a team, and they were dragging it off. I was surprised no majors came out to help. Anyway, that's what they were doing. They were quite pleased. This is the incubator. I moved this into the downstairs toilet yesterday to try and keep it a bit cooler. So I think everyone survived in here. Let's have a look anyway. Not looked today, so they may not have done. So I've now got a Bluetooth thing in there. Okay, so there's the Turkestanis queen. She's doing alright. She's the Antantics one, so she's got some larvae there. That's the Nico queen that's doing absolutely nothing. No eggs. That's the other Nico queen doing absolutely nothing. Could that be an egg up there? Possible. I don't think so. Yeah, they've been sat in there for the last 3-4 weeks. Set up this incubator for. This is the Irritans queen. I don't think she's happy in there. She's been pulling the cotton both ways. She's just not happy. Even now she's not happy. I thought I saw an egg last time I looked as well, but I can't see it now. So I think the the Irritans queen is going to go into a test tube pod. You know, all those little feeding things that will just sit on the end there. I don't know if it's going to fit in here actually. Maybe not. I know water's gone a bit murky as well. That's just strange. So she's not happy about being in the test tube. She liked being in a Venus and being able to come out into the outworld, but the reason I've done this is to try and trap her into a smaller place like that to make her feel safe and want to start founding again. She's a very sort of active queen. Is the best way to put it. You see what the... I mean, that's typical for Nico queens, that is. They just sit there doing nothing. Over here, what we got? That's my Lastor major. Been alive for ages. So these are the non-hibernated Lasius niger, and they've finally woken up and got started moving again in about the last week and a half. But they spent the last 3 months just in like a dead zone because they hadn't hibernated. So now they've woken up and starting to come round a bit more. I think things are developing in there, yeah? So that's good. I wish I hadn't put them in this tube, obviously, like I always do. Is that yellow mould? I don't know. It's really disgusting in there. I need to clean that out. This is... Oh, look how disgusting that is. I'm going to clean these out today. They're developing well, actually, in there, these ones. They were meant to go into that silly white tongue nest, but it didn't work. I've given them this new tube to go into now, because for some reason that one's really drained out really quick. So hopefully they're going to move into here. Casualty wise, I think that was pretty much it. There's always dead in here with the Tetramorium. That's not unusual. They don't live very long, so that's also not unusual. I mean, there's more now. Yes, that is more than there was. But you don't worry so much with Tetramorium, because when you look at the brood pile, look at all that. You know, they're going to come back from anything like this. That's not a problem. You see them coming up with these tubes. They're constantly going up and down these tubes. I'm pleased I did that. They're not too bothered about these two at the moment. There's no one in this. There's not even any food or anything in here for the what are they called? Formica barbis. I don't think there's any casualties. I sort of did see the queen yesterday walking around in there. Yeah, there's the queen. I don't know. I haven't really taken that cover off to have a look. That worker looks like it's alive. It's up the top, but they're not heated or anything. So hopefully they're all right. Don't know. The Singularis queen. There she is. You see her sitting on top of that bit of wood at the top there? You always get a dodgy reflection, not just the wrong point. Can we go in? There she is. She survived the heat, but she likes to just sit up there these days, which is not a good sign. She's been doing it for about 2 weeks now. I'm very tempted to bung her up in a tube with a load of that Irritans brood and just go for it. That was always the plan, but it was going to be Nikkos, but the Nikkos have let me down completely. I think I might have lost most of my... yeah, there they are. So most of my Ruginodus all died out yesterday as well. There was 16 workers anyway. But now... I don't know if the queen survived. There's 4 workers alive, I can see. The worrying thing is I can't see the queen at the moment. So I'll have to have a better look in there. This is the failed experiment. So I can report that actual plaster of Paris, if it stays wet, it just goes mouldy, basically. See, I mean, they've not moved into it or anything. They've fished it out today as well. So that's a failed nest experiment. Don't use normal plaster of Paris from the Hobbycraft shop for ant nests. I made 2 massive, what they called, Ferrero Rocher home built ones. They were I thought they'd completely and utterly dried them out, put them in the garage, and even at that dry, they've still got the odd mould spot on, so it's just not going to work. So you need, I don't know what to put in it, but you need some kind of additive for plaster of Paris. So anyway, it's basically a not a good update. That's the best way of putting it. A bit disheartened today. Hopefully, maculatus survived at least. Albosparsus survived. They're screwed basically, but they were my most successful colony in terms of how I'd founded them. I'd brood boosted them because the first queen died. And they'd really taken off, done really well, and this is what I'm left with. So yeah, the only ants that have had maggots were these Rufagorcas, and that was on Wednesday. I think I started on the maggots. The weird thing is, Sid at Wakushi's been working on maggots in tandem with me, but neither of us knew about it to each other. I only found out that he was using maggots yesterday, and I've been using them for, what, 2-3 days since Wednesday. That's a bit weird. Great minds think alike, I think. I was worried yesterday that I was seeing the Rufagorcas queen, but it's not. That's a major there. So these are... I mean, the one thing about the Rufagorcas, I've had them maybe 3 months now, and I've probably only had 2 dead workers in 3 months. And they were over 50 workers when they came, so these are the weaker workers that have obviously died, and they probably all hatched at the same time. So it's not necessarily as bad as it looks in there. They could have been, a few that were on the last days anyway. So hopefully that means these have survived quite nicely. So the main lessons learned here are that I need to not jump the gun and go post it on Discord about sugar juice not working, because I don't think it was that. And the next lesson is I need to work out some kind of cooling system, because even if I'd moved these into the downstairs toilet, it wasn't that cold in there. It was the coldest spot in the house. And I suppose, well, it's too late. It was Friday morning and everything was dying already by then, so who knows what's going on. There we are. Not exactly an uplifting update, is it? But I will be doing a giveaway actually. I need to do it about lots of Lasius niger colonies, but I need to record them and label them properly and then see who wants them. But I'm going to do that. I'm going to feed them all today and sort them all out. Okay, so thanks for watching. Bit depressing, but that's hunt-keeping for you, isn't it? Well, for me anyway, it seems to be. Camponotus. Yeah, so I don't know what I'm going to do at the moment. If the maculatus queen died or didn't make it, then I would start going with maculatus. I don't think I'll ever waste any more money on Nicobranchus ever again. Got 2 queens. If they don't make it, I've had enough of them. But maculatus will be my star if I can. If she doesn't make it, then I'm going to buy one of those big yellow ones. Okay, bye.